On.
Yeah, we on live. Are we live?
We live, baby.
Is it on?
Great. Yeah, this thing is on. It's all the way on.
Is this?
I mean, so what's this, episode 4 of I Mean, or is it 5?
It's 4. Technically, it's 5, but as far as the rest of these people know, it's 4.
Okay, well, it is episode 4 of I Mean. I'm the special host today. My name is Kelanna Spiller.
Oh,
we don't have no host. What are you talking about?
I mean, the guest host. Well, you petty. That's because you got some little red lips that you. Okay.
Next. Don't make me. Don't make me.
So
who next?
Gathering is what I'm doing.
I was waiting on y'all to introduce yourself. That's why I said I'm Kelanna Spiller.
When do we ever introduce?
I didn't know. That's what we was doing. Okay. So a black chick you used to copy off of in chemistry class, Rachel Hall.
What? My name is Charmz.
What?
And I'm here.
Charmaine with the upside down boy you turn me head. All right.
Upside down.
Getting it.
And that's DDT. What you drinking, girl?
This is Revolver.
Okay.
It's actual garbage, but it's alcohol. So
drink away. So
actually, it's really not that bad. It tastes good with a pasta or something spicy. It's good with chocolate. I was eating chocolate chip cookies and these, and it was.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever had chocolate chip cookies and beer.
Well, it depends on what kind of beer it is. That's the interesting I thought it would be. This is a Bach. You know what I'm saying? So Bach's are a little. Usually they're a little bit more crisp, but this one's a little bit more dank and robust. It has a little bit of a cocoa vibe to it, like it has like.
Okay.
Like a dark chocolate, like bitter sweetness to it. It's funny. It works.
I feel like a little kid. I'm like, I don't know what dank or bust or rust or whatever word you used is. I was like, I don't know what none of the words mean.
And hi, I'm DDT. I'm your beer snob for the evening. Thank you.
Nice of you to join us, DDT. We appreciate it. You could have been in any bar in the world, but you're here with us. So check this out, y'all. We're coming up on festival season in comedy. I think it's year round, but it's really like around this, like the fourth quarter of the year. That's when everything started popping off. And it had me thinking about just comedy in general. You know what I'm saying?
Word up.
Like the things that we have, like the goals that we want to obtain in comedy. Because, at a 9 to 5, you actually clock in, you go up the ranks, you get promotions, you get salary increases and all this kind of stuff. And comedy is no blueprint. You kind of just out there doing whatever the hell. It had me thinking like, okay, so what is the ultimate goal in comedy? Like, what is my ultimate goal? You know what I'm saying? Because you can't help but think about this stuff. Is it like, am I trying to go to television? Is it social? Am I trying to get popping on social media? I mean, we just have so many different avenues that we can take. And I guess I'm just kind of confused. And I was just wondering, like, have y'all ever thought about that? Like, have you thought about your comedy goals or?
It would be stupid for anybody in the entertainment business not to.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, for me personally, like, time is Saturday Night Live. That is the goal. But I feel like if you're a stand-up comedian, I think the goal is to, like, that person that sells out arenas, Harlan and like Lenny Bruce and like every, you go back and back and back. I think that's the goal. But that also means that what I miss.
You breaking up, love.
Everything.
Yeah, well, while she tests her connection, Charmz, you can go ahead then.
Oh, okay. Well, like I said, I've been doing this for 2 years, and I really like it. I feel like sometimes in life, like I feel like everyone has like a passion or a purpose of what they think that they should do, and I feel like I finally found my passion. On
Mm-hmm.
stage, I feel alive, and I'm just like, even if I'm having a bad day, I could go on stage, and I'm like, ooh. So it's like it would be unfair to myself to not dream big. You know what I mean? So with
Yeah.
that being said, I'm like, okay. Sometimes I feel like a little bit like nervous about talking out loud of whatever my dreams and goals are because it sounds like, bitch, who the fuck you think you are? Like you think you're gonna be famous? And I'm
Right. Right.
but then sometimes in the back of my head, I'm like, yeah, I think I could. But then everyone else that was famous, they had that crazy dream and they actually made it, right? So who am I to have the audacity to dream? But I'm a dream. So if I had dreams, I'm just like, I really want to be a stand-up comedian. That's my first love. You know what I mean? The stage, raw, local, on the spot talent. That's my first love. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna want to be a stand-up comedian. I'm gonna want to go on tour, sell out arenas. You know what I mean? Chris Rock's my favorite comedian. I'm going to see him tomorrow. Like, I want to do that. Like, what?
So is that one of your goals, or that's like the ultimate thing, like selling out arenas and touring the country? That's where you want to go in comedy. Like that's where you want to be.
That's my, I wouldn't say that's my ultimate dream, but I would like to do that first. And then I would like to break out into other things like
Yeah.
acting, or you know what I mean? Like I would like to be an actor, producer, maybe like, even like come up with a creator of a show, things of that nature. Because I feel like I have a unique voice in that sense, and I just want to share my thoughts or perspectives or the stories that I know. That
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Black Canadian Caribbean family. I feel like that's a market that's not necessarily tapped into, especially in America. Like even black,
That's true.
you know what I mean? So I'm just like, oh, that's unique there. Let me put that in. So I would like to do movies and shows and stuff like that. But like I said, my first love is stand up comedy. So I would like
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
to a certain level in stand up first before I branch out.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Didi,
What's up?
before I go in.
Oh, well, I mean, I would have to say that if you're doing this and you don't have a goal, then why are you doing it?
Mm-hmm.
And if it's just a hobby, that's fine. Like if you just like getting up on stage and telling jokes and it's just a fun thing for you to do, around town every now and then, and it's not your thing, then that's perfectly fine. But you have, sick, disgusting motherfuckers like us who want to do this for the rest of our lives,
Mm-hmm.
and who this is our shit. Like this is what we want to do.
Yeah.
And I think about it all the time. It's really all I think about is my comedy goals, because I don't really have anything else that I care about.
Right.
Other than overthrowing the government. But whatever. Later.
You can do that in comedy.
The little things.
Right, I'm taking small steps. So that's the goal. I'm going to use comedy and entertainment to inch my way into toppling our corrupt government.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my comedy goal. Oh, and also, to lay myself a path to victory using the bones of my enemies. So that's
okay. Sometimes you have to do that.
Simple.
You got to do what you got to do. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, because it's kind of like as far as with comedy, how some people, you always want to be a steward. Like, well, I know personally, I always want to be a steward in some type of way. I want to help other people, and I was just thinking, like, what can I do in comedy? It's fun. I enjoy it. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. But at the same time, if I solely focus on that, although I'm bringing laughter to people, how else can I, how else can I help other people other than just laughing, I guess?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
laughter, when you think about it, but you say that, but when you think about your own life, hasn't like Chris Rock done shit for you? Hasn't Dave Chappelle done something for you? Hasn't, Kevin Hart or somebody, haven't they done something for you as a comic to improve your life? Like just the entertainment in itself, just being able to make people laugh and make people help people to have that really good time in itself, and just to kind of let go of shit or just feel even understood and related to in a certain way. Like, doesn't that help you?
Yeah.
So comedy itself, I think, is a public service.
Yeah, and I get that, and that's like for other people who's aspiring to be a comic. Like you can watch these guys, you can get something from every comic who's been out in the game for like 30 plus years. But at the same time, it's like those people in those small communities. How am I helping them? Like,
it's the same thing. It's the same thing. You don't have to be Dave Chappelle in order to with comedy.
mm-hmm.
Same thing. It's just
back to your own people. Like if comedy does something for you, if you make a little bit of money doing it, if you have influence, and if you use that to help the people where you came from, to even just to help your family, to set an example for other people, to do the right thing where other people can see it and maybe inspire other people to do the right thing. Like there's so many ways.
Yeah.
Or, you know who Michael Jr. is? You ever heard of him?
Yeah, that dude, he is hilarious.
Yo, he is so hilarious. He's a clean comedian and he's a Christian. And he talks about, I remember listening to his story of I've seen him perform before. But he says that he used to, as a comedian, it's always usually about you, right? How many laughs am I gonna get on stage?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You're like, oh, I killed it. Like I did that. I made them laugh, because when you get laughs from the audience, you feel good. It makes you feel good. It's very selfish. They said one day he was performing at a big, I don't remember which comedy club it was, but he was opening for George Wallace and Jerry Seinfeld.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, so he was like on top of the world. And he went out and saw a homeless guy in the corner just by himself, not paying. Everyone else, all the fans are looking at him. And then that homeless guy is just like staring. And he's just like, wait a minute. Why am I so happy right now? Because of all the laughs I got. I need to give laughs to people who don't have a reason to smile. And that's his
and that's basically what thank you for saying that. You just basically, all the thoughts that I've been having, that's what the fuck I've been trying to say the entire time. I'm sitting up here like I feel on top of the world after I do a damn show, and people are like, oh my God, you're so hilarious. You're so hilarious. Like for instance, I did a show in downtown Dallas. Motherfuckers lined up with lined up with blankets and stuff, sleeping on the bridge, like on top of the bridge, underneath the bridge. It's like, okay, I'm doing all this. I feel good. But it's kind of selfish for me to write jokes and to feel good that people are laughing and commending me when there's motherfuckers out here who really need some damn help. And it's like, how can I tie comedy into benefiting others other than just giving people something to do on the weekend?
So that's what he did. He did the role. He has a whole DVD called The Road Less Traveled, where he goes to places where you wouldn't even think, you know what I mean? They would, it's not a regular comedy show. Like he would go to like orphanages and jails and all them kind of stuff. And it's people like abused children and all that stuff. And he makes them laugh because they need a reason to laugh. And there was kids that like never laughed or haven't talked because they were abused, and like seeing them laugh and them, like, you know what I mean? People suffering with depression and all that stuff. That's what he ended up doing. So maybe something like that will help you, like, you know what I mean, where you go to people and then
and not only that, like with all the fundraisers and stuff, like you can actually the people who you make it laugh, you could compel them to actually give to a certain cause because they want to laugh at your comedy, want to go to a show, and then if you're collecting money for a cause, you can donate directly to those like homelessness and stuff.
I would like to say that there is nothing wrong that you made those people laugh, because do stuff for charity, but as the people that may have came paid to go, that they're not affected in, and then they will pass that on, and they'll pass that on,
Dang, Rachel, it sounded like you said some shit too, but your connection was like in and out.
All right, I'm gonna sit here.
No.
You can't like restart or something. Restart.
Reboot that thing.
We're not gonna be here for that much longer, no way.
Reboot that beat. But yeah, and Rachel, she makes a good point. I mean, there's no wrong enjoying the fact that
like we should call her in on our phone or something like that. Put her on speakerphone or something.
Yeah, maybe if you just went to just voice with no camera, that would help.
Yeah, try that.
I don't know how to do that.
So, but yeah, there's nothing wrong with, because I feel selfish all the time. Like every time I think to myself, I want to do this for a living, I'm an asshole. I'm a terrible person.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of me going into something like being an actual public servant, or, you know, like going into politics like I used to want to do like a while ago. And, you know, me being the type of person that I am, being so concerned with human rights and all this other stuff, why did I not go to school and, you know, become some type of lawyer, you know what I'm saying, and be, you know, like a public defender or something, or work pro bono or things like that. But it wouldn't make sense for me to do if I don't have a passion for that lane.
Yeah.
And I'm not the type of person that wants to clock in every day.
True that. I can honestly say that's what I'm tired of. And with comedy, it's not gonna happen overnight. And we have to have a job because we're not full-time comics. We're not getting paid like full-time comics. But the fact that we put in all these hours into the job, and then it's just it can be tiring. And it kind of makes you wonder, why am I even doing this? Like, why am I even putting myself through this stuff?
And whoever you're working for, that's their dream. You know what I mean? Like, you're helping them with their dream. Like, no shade, no tea, or whatever. But it's like, you got to help yourself with your dream too. Shoot.
Is this doing anything? Is this doing anything?
I mean,
yeah, looks like you have to hang up the voice. I mean, I'm sorry, the video, and just do the audio.
Because there's an echo.
Is that doing anything?
There we go. That's good.
Okay, let's see. I'll keep going. I don't know.
So is it working? Are you there?
I feel like you have both of them open. I think you should close one. Cause I could. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Now talk. Oh, okay. Hey, okay.
Huh.
Yeah, I ejected you from the other one, Rachel. So I took you.
That one worked. That one's good right there.
Yeah, it seems to be doing a bit better.
Okay, cool. So
there you go.
There we go. So, and Rachel, I know you said you want to be an actress. You're trying to get into acting and stuff like that. Like, is it just acting, or is it writing too, producing? Like, how far are you trying to go into that?
And
she dropped off.
But yeah, I mean, we all have different things that we want to do, but I think when it comes to, you know, the type of impact that we want to have on the world, the possibilities are limitless. It's all about what you put effort into.
Yeah, because I was thinking, I was talking to Byron about this, you know, because I wanted to, I guess, do a show for single mothers, you know, victims of domestic abuse and stuff like that. And I was thinking, like, do I take the show to them, or do I just see if the shelter can bring them to a comedy show on a Sunday or something like that? Like, actually get them out of that environment so they don't have to be around, you know.
I mean,
for a minute.
Both of those are good ideas. I think if you can facilitate them actually going to a show, actually getting them to a venue, that would be a good thing. Or if you could come to them,
you know,
they would enjoy comedy.
If you had like single mom's night or single parent night out, but then kind of also have like a place for babysitting, you know what I mean? Because that's a difficult thing, right? So like, I don't know where this venue would be, but like either make it a friendly show they could bring their kids to, or have like another room where like babysitting could be an option as well. Like, you know what I mean? That would be
yeah. Well, I don't know about bringing the kids, because I'm just gonna be honest. I don't do comedy for kids.
That's what I said. I was just kind of no, but that's what I was trying to say. But I feel like, you know what I mean? Sometimes that's what the biggest problem, right? Because one of my friends, she's not a single mom, but she does long distance right now. And every time I ask her to go out, she's like, can I bring my son? I was like, no. to like to my comedy show.
Right.
No, absolutely not. Is your son 18?
I know.
Right.
He's already half. Oh, sorry, no. I don't want to be teaching him words. I don't want to be responsible for that.
Right.
And actually, I love kids. Like so it's that's kind of one of the things I want to do. Like I really want to work with like young Black girls and really help them with their confidence, because I think that's something that people don't really cater to in Black women when we're growing up. Black girls, nobody really talks to us just about being secure in ourselves and who we are as people. That's something that I've always wanted to do. So yeah, we all got our little altruistic things that we're interested in. Well, not all. Some people just really are out for themselves. But I think with comedy, I think it gives us this kind of special talent for being able to reach people and to relate to people and actually touch people's lives in a way where we can make them feel comfortable and help them to trust us a little more. So I think we have like kind of an advantage when it comes to philanthropy and such things.
That is so true.
Yeah, that's true.
I also feel another reason why I want to make it, or so to speak, is because no matter what you do, like people have to admit that when you're famous for whatever reason, like as in entertainment business, like you get praised more than people that do good that are not famous. Does that make sense? Like if you're a doctor, like perfect example, like I remember when I became an engineer, they had put like this like article in the newspaper about me, like the local Black newspaper or whatever. And I was like on the last page in a little small square. And there's been a few people in my neighborhood or from like, you know, my area who like made it to the NBA or did some big things, and they're all on the cover. You know what I mean? Or become famous, like they're rappers or singers, they all got on the cover. So I was just like, isn't that crazy how if you were an athlete, a famous athlete from area, you get on the cover, and if you just become an engineer, you get on the back in like a small little section that most people didn't know until my mama told them. You know what I mean? So if I wanted to do something to give back to my community, and those athletes and rappers wanted to give back to the community, who's gonna have a bigger platform to do that? Them. And which one's more reachable? It's easier to become an engineer than it is to become a basketball player or a football player or a rapper, right?
That's true.
There's a blueprint. Like I'm not saying it's so easy, but at least if you want to become an engineer, it's very clear. You go to school.
It's attainable than the small percent of athletes that actually make it to professional sports.
Right. And there's this many engineers, like whoever graduates is an engineer, then you got a job. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, there's a blueprint. It's easy to do that. Yet becoming an athlete or like a singer, rapper, even comedian, it's like, there's no blueprint. Like everyone's story is different. Everyone's story is different. Yet. So when you get there, though, you are praised and glorified. So if you're doing that, then you could do whatever you want, kind of like most entertainers have kind of charity that they start to give back. So even if you want to do those things, you kind of you have to be selfish and do for yourself so that you could then give back. Does that make sense?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
And we all have to, because I really understand that whole thing about feeling like a little bit selfish about wanting to do this shit for a living. It really, because it seems to be not directly affecting anybody in a positive way, or not a positive enough way to where you can actually see it, where you can actually see it changing the world in a positive way. So I get it. It's a thing.
Yeah. And I guess that's mainly my focus too. Like if I was to blow up, and I don't know, it kind of scares, like just to think about being famous, it kind of scares me a little bit. It's kind of like, ugh. I think that's why sometimes I sabotage shit myself. So
it should scare you.
How do you sabotage it?
Sometimes I'm gonna be honest, like sometimes if I have a show or something like that, and and this might sound so damn crazy, if I have something that I have to do that's really not that important, I put off the show.
Oh, like so you had a show today, and then
Yeah, like if I have something to do on the exact same day, and it's a show and it's like something else it's kind of important, but it can hold off, and I'm like, oh well, I can't do the show because I have to do this. It's like, why am I sabotaging myself? Like why am I don't understand it. I don't get that. I don't do it now. But I have done it in the past. It's kind of like, but I'm slowly working my way out of that to where like whatever comes to me, it's just gonna come, and you just have to be prepared for it. And in order to be prepared for it, you have to put yourself in situations where you can be familiar with it, I guess. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean it does, and we all have that thing where we sabotage ourselves when we're afraid of getting the thing that we always wanted.
Right.
It's kind of that. I think it's like a defense mechanism that we have, where it's to protect ourselves from being overwhelmed by a good thing.
Right.
And yes, it's dumb as fuck, but it's a natural reaction, I think, to getting exactly what you wanted, especially when low key you don't believe that you can have it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that goes back to your thing about building confidence within young Black women.
Yeah, it really does, because I struggle to believe that I can make this shit happen at times. I really have to talk myself into thinking, you can actually do this shit for real. Like everything that you want to do, it is within your grasp completely.
Mm-hmm.
And it is overwhelming because you never think like that. Like growing up, I never thought that I could actually be doing this. The fact that I'm doing this right now is a bit much to me,
mm-hmm.
And I'm just, somebody in Dallas or whatever. Nobody really know me like talking about. But even a little bit of it, when people tell me nice things, I don't know how to react.
Girl. And
when people tell me I'm funny shit, when they tell me I'm their favorite comic and all this other shit, I'm like, oh.
Right. It's so awkward. And you know what? And I think because I get so uncomfortable when people do that, I think God continues to put me in situations like that until I learn how to handle it, I guess. Because the more I get uncomfortable, the more people are like, oh my God, you were hilarious. Oh my God, it was so funny. You were this, you were that, you were this. And it's kind of like, okay, like I have to tell Charmz, you was at that show, right? Was it last at the Improv when they were just like, it kept on saying, oh, you did it. Oh, you were funny. And I had to say, okay, that's enough.
When you headlined?
Oh, no. You know what? No, this was at DCH Friday night. No, I'm getting my days mixed up. Well, yeah, at DCH Friday night, it was just coming back to back to back by all these different people. And I was just like, okay, I said, I'm sorry, y'all, but okay, that's enough. Y'all stop it, please.
Okay, first of all, I texted you today purposely. And I was not even like, why did I wake up? The first thing I woke up to a text from my friend that she said, Charmaine, why am I thinking about Kelanna eating a banana salad? And she's dying. And this is at 7:30 a.m. She texted me. That was last week, Thursday, a whole half past. And she's still dying, talking about, all right, have a good day. That's all she told me. Right? And then I woke up and I'm laughing because I'm thinking about it too. I was just like, yo, for real. I told her the same thing because the joke used to be different. She changed it. I was like, yo, that's like the best. I love that. And me and her talking about the joke, and I texted you because I wanted you to know, like, and those are my friends. You don't try to say like they're like, there's no bias, like, you know what I mean? Like they're not gonna, you know what I mean? And they're not like, they're not trying to big you up because, you know what I mean? They're just telling me, they're like, I just want to let you know. And then on Sunday when I went to go eat with my other friend, she's like, oh, Kelanna's her name, right? So I found her on Facebook. I'm like, what? She's like, she does these videos like with like the blue wig on. I'm like, oh, shout out to Reggie. Like, she is hilarious, Charmaine. That's my other friend. And these are my friends who just saw you. Like, well, one of them saw you twice, another one saw you just Thursday, and they're telling me this, and you know what I'm trying to say. So it's like, you do stuff and you don't think it's like you're getting recognition for it, or you're not, because you don't have like 1,000 followers. But it's like, if you're funny, you're funny. It's just that no one doesn't know you yet. So my thing is the compliment that I'm not even gonna lie. I'm a little. I feel like I was overconfident as a child. So I love the compliment. Bring them in. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I don't see that at all. I don't see that at all.
You're like, say word, you overconfident. How?
How was that possible?
I don't know. The emoji.
You need to rub some of that off on me, Charmz.
Yeah.
Give me some tips, bitch.
Yo, honestly,
I try to hang in the middle because I don't know what overconfidence is. I go straight from humility to arrogance, so I gotta stay.
I honestly think the reason why I was so confident is I feel like I had to, because I'm a dark-skinned girl. I was really skinny and I was short, and like I feel like all you know what I mean. I was tiny. I was just tiny and small. So people try to
have little bitch syndrome. You do have
right. I really do. That's so loud. Like someone even asked me that. Someone's like, "Do you think you're loud because you were so small as a child?" I said, "What?" I was like, "Maybe."
And you said that very loudly. So
yeah, I know.
That this person, what?
So that's how I overcame it.
Yes, indeed. But I mean, but that's what happens sometimes. Like sometimes we either overcompensate or we shrink into ourselves when we don't learn it.
Mm-hmm.
Taught it. So
and I wish I was taught it at an early age.
Me too. I really do. Like I had a problem where I probably would have been like Charmz.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody was like kind of stepping on me. It was one of those things where like the world was deliberately trying to beat me back inside my little box.
Mm-hmm.
Because Charmz was in a different place. He was raised in Canada. I was raised in South Louisiana, where if you are a Black girl that speaks her own mind, everybody around you, your parents included, is telling you not to do that.
Stay in a child's place.
And I just think, as a girl, if you're a little Black girl, don't draw attention to yourself. Don't give these people a reason to look at you funny. Don't make yourself stand out in any way because it's dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
So, I learned how to shut the fuck up at an early age because of that. So it's different reasons, but a lot of times Black women aren't encouraged to really just be okay with who they are from a young age.
I agree, and I want to thank my mom in a way because like a lot of times because I felt like I was expressive, but they said I was rude, and my mom used to like reprimand me a lot, but at the same time she wouldn't go all the way because she's like, I don't want you to lose your personality.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But then as I got older, like I got into situations where I understood that, oh my God, I really can't be myself because I am a Black girl. But I already, at least I was like probably 13, 14 at this age. So like, you're still kind of who you are. You're changing a little bit. But at that point where I like started to repress when I got older, which is crazy because I went to all girls school with white girls. And I was like, oh shoot, I'm too Black. And I'm not even trying to be Black. Like, I'm not even that Black, but to them I was too Black. And then I was like, kind of like, they call me rude. And I was like, oh my God, if y'all knew how rude I was before, I am trying not to be rude. This is still rude.
This is the watered down version. Yeah.
Rachel.
Yeah.
What?
I was waiting for you to say things, but I guess now we have to like call on you. Hey, Rachel.
Okay, what are we talking about?
Girl.
Throw the whole computer away.
Right.
Throw the whole comic away.
Something about confidence?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Well, I will say that okay, so like
with bated breath. Thank you.
So like I never really had that much and still don't. Like even when I have shows that I still feel like they go poorly and they're shitty. And I don't really understand why anybody's laughing at anything I have to say. But it wasn't because of my mama really didn't give a damn where I was as long as I wasn't in jail. But like I got called rude all the time, but that's only because I was right and she knew that.
Yeah. Well, that's Black mama. You're not right, you're rude.
Me, I tend to stay quiet until I feel like I need to say something. And you may not like what I need to say because I'm really terrible at lying. So if I don't do bullshit well, and so that comes across as I know intimidating to most people, that I was always weird about is I'm 5'9". I'm taller than most people, especially girls. And then I've never been tiny. I've never had the small girl syndrome. I've always been bigger. So like you add height, you add the fact that I'm black, you add the fact that my voice is already as deep as it is. Mm-hmm. It's like intimidating before I even had a chance to open my mouth anyway. It's annoying, but I'm also used to it because that intimidation is also what makes people think I'm so damn interesting on stage.
True. Accurate.
I don't get it. I don't see it. But if you see it and you're going to pay me to be here, then go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. We're like the opposite.
I mean, and I get the same thing, but I'm not 5'9". I'm just some dark-skinned black girl with dreads that cusses at people and says exactly what the fuck I think. And for whatever reason, that's scary.
But to be fair,
since I was a little kid.
I'm not gonna say to be fair, but it's magnified because we're black. But white women that talk that speak their mind too, like what the fuck? Who allowed you to speak? So I think a lot of that is magnified because we're black. It exists because we're women.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's, like, you know, this is mannish behavior.
Right. The fact that we're not supposed to be apt to speak up, that's the whole woman thing. But then the fact that it's scary when you do, that's the black thing.
Right.
That's why I like Adele Givens. I'm such a fucking lady. That line.
I love that woman.
I'm just like
that bit. And I shit you not, that woman. And that bit is the reason why I do comedy today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I saw that shit when I was 5 years old. Damn. And when she said, I'm a fucking lady, and I'm 5 years old standing, I was like, dead in headlights. I wasn't supposed to be up. My parents, they were watching Def Comedy Jam, and then they went into the kitchen to go eat and to get some more to drink. It was like my mom, my daddy's sister, brother-in-law, and all that other shit. And I'm standing there, and the only people in the room was me and Adele Givens. And she said, am I a fucking lady or what? And I was like, yes, bitch. Yes. Like it went through my body. Like I understood exactly what she meant. Like no matter what the fuck I say, you can't take this shit away from me. I'm still a fucking lady, bitch. And I dare you to tell me different. Like I felt it in my body.
Yeah.
It was the craziest shit. So that's like, that's everything right there. But she did it. And that's, I think it embodies what it means to be a black woman in comedy for the most part.
And even her jokes are like risque back then, you know what I mean? Now I feel like it's more common. Like everyone's kind of like, you know, millennial movement, you know what I mean? Everyone just talks about anything that's cool. Like, you know, memes are out there.
But that's not risque. That's not risque. That's cheap, easy, and simple. No, I can write a dick joke right now.
What happened?
Anybody can write a dick joke. I can do it right now. Here you go. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Now suck it. Like, see, bam, that's the millennial dick joke.
Wait, what you say? I didn't hear. What you say?
I said it's my dick, bitch. Now suck it. That's just millennial dick joke.
There you go. Bravo. Please. Rachel Hall, everybody.
Thank you.
Rachel Hall.
Great job.
That was my impression of a 25-year-old white male millennial comedian. There you go.
Yeah, that's
expertly done.
That's basically how it's done. That's how it's done. But Rachel, before you dropped off, I was actually asking you a question. I know you had said you want to be an actress and you want to get into TV and stuff like that. Is it just acting, or are you trying to do it all, like directing, producing, writing? You trying to do all of it?
Okay, so let me. I gotta take you on a journey real quick.
Please do.
All right, and we gotta go soon. Okay, so for me, all of this stuff started kind of grandparents' house in Kilgore. They had an old black and white TV in the middle room where the kids would sleep. I started watching I Love Lucy. About 4 or 5, and I'm like laughing my head off. I'm like, this bitch is hilarious. Like I just was just like, this is fucking hilarious. Too long after that, I started watching TCM, Turner Movie Classics. I know about Turner Movie Classics, but in the summer they got Somewhere Underneath the Stars, in which every single day they show all the movies from one particular star. So for me, it started with like Fred Astaire, and then like all these big budget musicals and like comedic musicals, like but for film. And I used to be like, damn, that shit's funny. Was like a look at me kind of person as a child. So in my head, I'd be like, ooh, I want to learn how to do that, but I would never vocally say it out loud, like ever. I saw Saturday Night Live when I was like 11. And that was when Will Ferrell and Sherry O'Terry and all those people started showing up. That's when I got obsessed with Saturday Night Live. So I've always been more so, stand-up is beautiful. Comedian and you're not prepared to be an actor, you're stupid. Because your stand-up leads to a sitcom. There's really nothing else for you to do. So if you suck at it, your movies better be fucking spectacular every damn time. But we know that's not a truth. You got to be able to act a little bit.
Right.
So for me, it was always like, just be funny in any way, shape, and form. And you get more chances to be on stage if you also know how to act, if you can also sing kind of well, if you also know how to dance, if you can write it yourself and then make it. Like, that's more opportunities out there, like, and get your art or whatever out. If you only have one thing, that's it. You have no plan. If you're a lot of stand-up comics, and I can name several who live in Dallas, Texas, right the fuck now. Adamant. They're so adamant on being the best comic in insert city here. Just because of that, that's enough. And it's like, all right, what you gonna do when they're like, cool, we think you're funny. Can you do this? Can you endorse this product for me? For the commercial? And they're like, they're fucking terrible. Who is this? So you be prepared on every front.
So you're basically saying stand up is the tree, and then you just need all the different branches just to make sure you're not just in a fucking box.
Right. I don't want to be just in a box, but also I started stand up just because it was something that I wanted to try. Like everything else, like I've always wanted to act or whatever, but everything else has been a way of strengthening my acting. But to see if I could do stand up, I was like, this looks like something I could do. And then I started doing it, and I was like, well, I'm good at it. And then I started doing it more, and I was like, holy shit, I really do like doing this. That made me realize I'm a comedian on not just but like a script level too. Where it's out.
Okay, well, I guess that makes sense. And then just being familiar with all the different areas. I mean, you wouldn't have a problem with branching out if somebody say, hey, yeah, I like your stand-up, but hey, can you play this, or can you do this?
Yeah.
Can you write?
Yeah. Especially when it comes to writing. Like, we all should be able to write. That should be median rule. You should all fucking, if you don't want to even be an actor, you don't want to do anything besides tell jokes at nightclubs, that's fine, but you better be able to learn how to write.
And that's where you could get money, because stand-up, depending on what your level is, you might not be able to get money, but if you're a writer,
you can write for other people.
You can write for other people, stand-up, you can write for sitcoms, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And you know what, that's funny, because writing is what I actually want to do, but one thing I don't want to do is write stand-up for other people. Like, that's the one thing I don't want to do.
Me neither, because I'm like,
why not?
Joke. I want to tell this joke. I'm a little
exactly. I want to tell this fucking joke, and I can write in the voice of another person. You know what I'm saying? I have the ability to say, I kind of know how Kelanna set goes, the type of comedy she does. I could write a joke for you that will work for you, that I assume, or I would hope to be pretty damn good. But it's just something about seeing somebody else tell my jokes. It's upsetting.
But I'm not gonna lie, you know what I really like doing? I like workshopping with other comedians, like punching up their jokes. I love that. I realize
yeah.
I feel like I'm good at that. I'm
I
like, yo, mommy, I can't come up with my own ideas. I'd be coming up with ideas kind of, but I'd be like, oh, add this. Yes, kill it. I love doing that. I just
And comedy, stand-up has always been such a personal thing for me that I don't even do that with people. Like I don't punch shit up. If you ask me, like if you actually say, you know, Dee, what do you think it is? I'll tell you and I'll make a suggestion. But my stand-up is so personal for me that I don't even want to get involved with another person shit like that. Because I don't want nobody telling me shit. Don't tell me I got this over here. But it could be just, again, that's that arrogance thing I was talking about before.
I ain't mad, girl. You've been making me laugh. So whatever you do is working.
I mean, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't feel like anybody could really, I don't trust anybody else to write my jokes, so I don't trust me to write somebody else's jokes.
Mm-hmm. I feel that way about the personable stuff, but like just regular as, you know, like if I'm talking about my family, if I'm talking about something that I actually experienced, I know what I'm talking about. I'm telling you because I actually went through it. Now, if it's just some BS about some like Rachel said, like if it's just something about some porn or something that's just really don't have no significance to me, and I'm just like, okay, this will be a funny one. I don't mind them punching up those. But even some of my personal jokes, Charmz and Dexter, like I when we did right, they gave me some of them, but it's like I actually been through it, so I don't know if I'm going to use it. I'm not going to use that tag. But I appreciate it, but at the same time, it's kind of like, no, I can't. They don't really go with what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I never ask anybody to write with me, but if somebody says, hey, you want to write with me, like people don't notice it, but people are asking me to write stand up with them, and they don't help me with shit. I just help them because I don't need your help.
But sometimes that's helpful. Sometimes like help writing for someone else will like, or like, oh shit, yeah, it can open up another thought for your own personal jokes. I don't write with other people either. However, I do like, I do find it, I don't know if y'all do, but when like comics that I like, that like I admire, they have something that I like truly enjoy, when they like stop you after a mic and they're like, oh, you should try this tag. I'm like,
yeah.
What? You joking at me? You think I should try that?
Like, me? Thank you.
I used to it's because they way ahead of me. And I guess I'm not acquainted with anybody on that level in that, like, I don't know anybody. I'm not really that close to many people who haven't. Because, like, Angela, when Angela tells me something, I listen to her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when Angela said, you know, Didi, you could do this and this and this, I'm like, okay, cool. And I don't even say nothing like, bitch, I didn't ask you. Like, when Angela says something, I'm like, all right. Because she's usually right. She hasn't been wrong yet. But yeah, I feel that way too. And somebody who I actually like says that, I'm like, oh, okay. Well, how about that?
I realized that you shouldn't tell people that you don't know, because I'm a lover of comedy. Like I told you, that's like my first love. Like I feel like I watch stand-up comedy every day for minimum 2 hours, every single day of my life. Okay. So like with that being said, obviously I'm not a professional or anything, but I feel like I kind of get concepts, or you know what I mean? Like I'm so like in that world. So
and
I'm
you
like,
should.
And I talked to, I'm like, oh my God, that joke was so funny. I thought you were gonna say blah, blah, blah. Maybe add that in. But most people usually take my suggestion, but I don't even remember who it was, because I didn't even know who it was. I was like, oh my God, that was so funny. I think you should just add something like this, because I was left like, I don't remember what the joke was, but I'm like, I was so like, tell me this, and you just left me in the dark. And then he's just like, yeah, okay. I was like, okay.
All right.
I didn't really know
what.
No shade, girl, but shade.
It wasn't shade.
I do hate.
What?
Oh no! Sorry, go ahead.
No,
I was gonna say, you know what
Come on, Rachel. Come on, Rachel. We waiting.
No, all I was gonna say is, you know what I hate was when comics that everybody realizes garbage with them, they try to give you tags for jokes. That pisses me the fuck off. I take it personally. I'm offended that you feel like you should come to me with a tag when your jokes don't even fucking work.
Quite a few times.
The difference.
You look at Rachel. How you be looking at Rachel?
Really? You think that's the tag? Okay. Yeah, you're right.
But you
That's what I'm looking at.
tag your own fucking jokes.
Tag yourself.
Punchline your jokes because we still waiting, nigga.
Punch
Right, we're still waiting on
jokes.
your
The shit is trash.
We're waiting on your punchline, sir.
Okay.
Find those.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kelanna, but I gotta ask: have y'all ever? I know I'm guilty of this. Accidentally heckled another comedian because they were so terrible on the stage.
Oh, absolutely. I did it to Matt White the first time I ever saw him. Completely by accident. I did it to Matt White the first time I ever saw him. And turns out my heckle was his punchline. And he just put the mic on the stand and walked off. He didn't even say, I'm Matt White and that's my time. He just left.
Oh, he didn't say I'm Matt White and that's my time?
He just left, girl.
Girl, I can't believe you had Matt White exit the stage without saying I'm Matt White and that's my fucking time.
He just put his head down. He kind of laughed, put his head down, and he put the mic back in the stand and walked off. I said, oh.
You should have screamed, that's Matt White and that's his time.
No, but it was the first time I ever saw him. It was the very first time I ever saw him. And, you know, it was like late at night, girl, at Hyenas. It was one of the first times I ever went up. So it's late. I've been waiting. And he is taking forever setting up the dumbest joke.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you take a piece of bread, some lettuce, some ham. What do you get? I said, a fucking sandwich. And I yelled it like I didn't even, I was like, oh shit. I didn't even mean to. And he just put the mic and just went off the stage.
Poor Matt.
I felt so bad. Because I didn't even hear it. It was like my brain jumped out of my mouth.
Yeah, a fucking sandwich. Poor baby. I haven't seen him in a minute. But anyway.
But I was gonna say, down here for me, it usually happens the exact same way, and I never mean to, but I know as soon as it happens, I'm not gonna be able to stop. Usually, the comic who's about 25, male and white, says something either really fucking racist that he thinks is funny, and sexist that he thinks is funny, and then it gets no laugh from the audience. And what I tend to do is just very loud go, ugh.
Yeah.
Because I'm genuinely upset that he told the joke. And then people hear me and then I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? And I can't not say it out loud because I want them to get off the fucking stage without actually getting the light.
Hashtag goal. Like you're like, that's my goal. Like you're good.
Right. Hashtag bye bitch. Try.
I want them to feel so bad that they're just like, you know what? I'm gonna consider quitting tonight. And they're like, that's what I want.
So, but along with like acting and I guess doing all that kind of stuff, because we all have to start at the bottom. So, would you be open to like write your own, not sitcom, but web series or something like that?
What now?
Absolutely. Yeah. For sure.
You didn't hear me?
What happened? Girl, look, I'm gonna be messing on my phone.
Oh, okay. No, I was saying because it's not gonna happen overnight as far as being a full-time comic and getting a sitcom with some primetime TV or whatever. I was saying are any of y'all open to do a web series or something like that?
Hello, bitch. I've written one to be recorded.
Yeah, I've written one too. Well,
it's like, but yeah, I definitely want to do it, but it's not as easy as it seems. It is. I just
a lot of work.
Some reliable cameras, because now I'm at a point where okay, I have all the talent on deck. Now I need some reliable, you know,
cameras and crew to
on this shit so I can really make it happen. But it's a process.
Yeah. I mean, these phone qualities are like top notch, especially if you have an iPhone. You can do that shit with a damn phone. That what's his comic name?
Blackson?
Nuh-uh, something Owen. Not the white one.
Gary, not Gary. Okay.
Damn, what is his name? Something Owen.
Jesse.
Owen Will. No. You petty bitch. Oh my God. But anyway, he shot his special at a comedy club with like six iPhones.
Yeah, but you can do that, but you still need the equipment. Like there's equipment to make your iPhone a Steadicam. That in itself costs $75. You still need the extra mics. You still need all that stuff. Yeah, you can do it.
Multiple iPhones.
You need multiple iPhones and a fuck ton of equipment still.
That was just an example that he was able to do that with 6 iPhones and 6 tripods.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, he even made a joke about it. He returned the damn phones after he recorded the special. But I mean, it's like free apps out here that you can edit on your phone, even on your damn laptop, on your computer. Well, a Mac, whatever. But anyway, you can do all this shit on your damn phone.
It also depends. It also depends on where you are, because like I'm here in Austin, so it's gonna be easier for me to get a bunch of cameras. Actually, I know exactly where I can go. I just gotta get the money.
Right.
Just, you somewhere in Dallas, it might be better for you to just do it on the phone. But there's a comic here in Austin who, Ty Wynn, he did he filmed his own special. You just basically have to pay for it yourself.
Yeah.
Try to get someone to buy it. It's just work.
I would be open to filming my own special here and just getting it done because that I can do. That I know. But the web series situation is a little different.
Yeah.
With what I actually so.
And producing it by yourself is fucking hard. It's just fucking hard.
It is really hard.
That's all it is. You got to have a fuck ton of time and be ready to just go to sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning and wake up to go to work at 7.
Amen.
So I guess, does that dictate how bad you want it? I mean, your drive to do this kind of shit?
No, I don't think so. No, because yeah, it'd be great if you're that kind of person that can do that, but you can also do it on Saturday. It'll just take longer.
Right.
So you don't have to wear yourself thin and get this shit done.
If you want to do it, you'll make time. You'll find a way.
Yeah, because I see
people out there making
people on social media. They always try to make it seem like, oh, I clock out of one job and clock into the next. Like
several naps.
Hashtag hustle.
You're not doing nothing that anybody else isn't doing it. You're just doing it your way.
Right. So we grind and you sleeping. Bitch, I need sleep. I don't know how your body's set up.
Yeah. And then be saying shit like, while y'all sleep, I'm up grinding. Yeah, that's because your job got mandatory overtime, bitch. That's why you at work.
Thank you.
It's like, tell me, pinpoint to me anywhere in the Bible where the guy was like, and on the 7th day, he was like, fuck it, I'm gonna take some more overtime and keep this shit going. Like, it doesn't happen. He went to sleep. He rested. I'm gonna do the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're more productive when you get
on the 7th day. I rest on like the 7th hour. I can't be awake that long.
But also, just because you out there constantly putting out a new video and you working, that don't mean shit, because stuff we see online is trash. Let's just be honest. You can make a video every week. If it's shit, it don't mean shit. Video on the internet. That's it.
And that's what
frequency can help you, though. Frequency can help you hone your craft. Frequency can help you,
you're smart.
It's just like us getting up on stage all the time. We sucked at one point.
Speak for yourself. There goes the confidence
with your cocky ass.
And you do it more and more and you get better. Now, that's not true for all comics, because some comics that I know been doing a long time and they still suck.
Right, I've been like 10 years. You shouldn't tell people that.
But I think that's probably because those people aren't actually interested in comedy. They're not actually interested in whatever, acting or whatever. They're interested in being famous. If you truly give a fuck about this, you are going to develop and get better because you want to be seen in a certain light as someone that knows what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
Word like.
Anybody can produce a billion things, and that could get you somewhere. People are going to trust that it's good. M. Night Shyamalan is a huge director, and we all know when we see his name, the movie is going to be shit.
Well, now
at this point,
it wasn't always that way.
He had like
one.
He
had 4 good movies. He has like 4.
Signs. Was it The Sixth Sense or no?
Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense was good. Unbreakable.
Signs.
Lady in the Water was good. Do not debate me on Lady in the Water. Lady in the Water was dope.
Let me tell y'all something about Unbreakable. I saw that
Split was good. Even Split.
No, listen.
Split was good. What is it about
Unbreakable? I saw it at the Dollar Theater in Garland, Texas, Hollywood movie theater. All right, I saw it there with my mom. The minute Samuel L. Jackson in that wig came on the screen, end of the movie, I could not focus on anything else but that wig. I could not focus on anything. And then when he was complaining about, they called me Mr. Glass. You and your wig, that I couldn't. Could not. No.
Frederick Douglass, girl.
No.
I was just gonna say he was us that Frederick Douglass girl.
Girl, no.
He looked like Max that has stood in a tornado. That's what he looked like.
Like his character from Django. That's it. Just a slave. Just bad.
Well, if that's the case, he looked like that in every damn movie. But
the part, he had that fire part in it.
He had that PhD part. He had that.
He had that. I graduated from Bethune-Cookman in 1918.
He had that Cornell West. I remember when King was shot part. Like
Cornell West. Oh shit. Oh.
No,
don't do that, man. He had that Reconstruction era Freedmen's Bureau.
Oh man, that Farrakhan before the jail.
He had that Birth of a Nation part. Just right.
Why we always dragging for somebody hair on him?
Right, and it's always at the end.
We hate shit.
It was to get it from me though.
Oh yeah, we. So Charmz. So Charmz rocking that Mr. Glass.
So everybody who's watching now, Charmz girl came on here with not only the look but the demeanor of Celie when her and Suge first hooked up. She was. The girl was shy as a church mouse virgin.
Mama, to mama. Me to mama.
Charmaine came up to the group chat. She was like, "Hey y'all." Like Charmz get all boisterous and shit. She was not all boisterous and shit with the faux plats.
Oh my gosh.
Whenever I hear the word boisterous, that's the word my mom taught me when I was in 3rd grade to describe how I was. You're too boisterous and loud. What? Obnoxious. She said, you're obnoxious, you're boisterous, and you're loud. I said, I don't even know what those words are. Like, I know what loud is, but what's boisterous and obnoxious?
I love Caribbean parents. Caribbean parents are the best. I love it.
And she'd be like, look up in the dictionary. I can't spell that. I obnoxious. U-P. Obnoxious. U-P. Mommy can't find it. I can't find obnoxious.
Charmz, I was just about to ask you you if your mama did that. My daddy used to do that shit to me. I'd be like, Daddy, how you spell this? And he'd be like, look it up in the dictionary. I'm like, nigga, I don't know how to spell it. Didn't I just ask you that?
Spell it out. I'm like, I swear, I remember obnoxious for real, because that one took me long. I'm like, okay, UP, okay, knock. It could be a K. Up. Could be a K. Could be a K or a KN. I'm like, Mommy, I can't find obnoxious. And then she was like, I'll give you a hint. It's an O. What?
like you didn't change the game. Mom changed the game for me.
It's an O, but you didn't pronounce it with an O. Yeah, you pronounce it with a fucking U.
Obnoxious. You're too obnoxious and boisterous. Mommy, first of all, you don't even speak English properly. You cannot tell me to look up words in the dictionary when you don't pronounce them properly. Bo, you're gonna catch a beating. Yo, for the longest time, I thought catch was a real word. And I was like, I didn't even realize I knew what it meant, but I didn't realize what she meant by it. Yeah. So catch. I'm all like KETCH, catch. And then I'm like, oh, she means like caught, but it's really caught. But it's catch, but it's in the past tense though. She's saying it in the past tense, so she caught, but it's catch. But I'm there like catch, KETCH. What is that real word?
Girl, you got a whole new 5 minutes right there in that.
For real.
I'm about to write down. I'm like,
that's black people, but I think that's black people. That's just not Caribbean people, because I did for the longest time.
My dad did that.
I had no idea that the word oil was oil. Like people would say that we doing something with like crab oil. It's crab all. And so when my mama sent me to the store to get crab all, and mind you, I'm like 17.
Crab all.
And I'm like, I don't see nothing that says crab all. She said, Deanna, get the crab all. I don't see nothing that says crab all. All they got is crab oil. My mama said, look, girl, if you don't hang up this phone.
Let me say something.
What did I miss?
I'm dead. I'm sorry.
When I was 20, I finally figured out that yams and sweet potatoes were the same fucking thing.
Girl.
Kind of. Well, they're two different tubers. They're different.
And there's sweet potatoes, because in Guyana, our sweet potatoes are white.
Listen though, so what happened was my aunt and my mama, they sent my cousin Dusty and I, which was a dumb idea, to Walmart during Thanksgiving because we needed some more. We needed to get some more canned ones, right? So they like go to the store, get some yams, and we was like, what the fuck? I want to say it out loud. So we just went to Walmart. We were like, they'll be in the produce and there'll be a sign that says yams. When I say we was in Walmart for 35 minutes, walking around being like, where the fuck are the yams? And then we asked some old black lady and she was like, you mean sweet potatoes? And we was like, oh, that's the same thing? It was bad. It was bad. My aunt was like,
I think they are categorically different. I think as plant species, they are different. Because potatoes are shorter and stouter and yams are longer, I think. I'm pretty sure. But then again, I'm somebody who didn't understand oil until I was 20. So
somebody Googled are yams and sweet potatoes the same thing.
So we're Googling it now? I mean, that's the way to solve it.
I had to.
Are they?
Are y'all families real black with nicknames where, like, for example, I have cousins that I'm close with that I didn't know what their real first name was until like I was almost 25.
Yeah.
I only heard the nickname. I only ever heard the nickname.
Yeah, I got an uncle named Auntie Woman. I still don't know their name.
My uncle, like, I found out when my grandmother died, we took a plane to Guyana, and I looked at his passport. I'm like, your name is Junil? He was like, yeah. I was like, damn, nigga, look how I'm My whole life, I thought my grandparents' names were Dot and Peggy, because my whole life, ever heard were Dot and Peggy. Let me tell you something. My grandmother's name is Eva May, not Peggy.
Eva May.
That sounds like a real black grandma name.
Right. Eva May.
All right.
Eva May. And my granddaddy's name is Irby Das, not Dot. Nope, Irby.
Those are the black hills.
Old,
Where did he even
old Jewish name. Old Jewish man's name. Urban Dad.
I had an uncle named Joe Nathan. I'm like, nah, that's Jonathan, dog. That's Jonathan.
Like Flo Rida?
Yeah,
You had a Flo Rida?
yeah, like Flo Rida. Like, no, that's Florida, dog.
His name is Joe Nathan. Shut up.
Joe Nathan. I was like, no, you ain't slick, Grandma. That's Jonathan right there. You can even call him John, but you ain't gonna call him JoJo for Joe Nathan. Get that shit out of here.
If that man didn't want to call himself Joe Nathan, goddamn it.
My mom's name is Penelope, right? So I'm like, Penelope. She's like, it's Penelope.
No, it's not. Bitch. Get out of here. I ain't never heard of no damn Penelope. I ain't never heard of that.
Get out of here.
What is that?
No.
I swear to
That's not okay. No, that's not okay.
She said, no, she's like, it's Penelope. I said, what? No.
No, it's not. She lying to you.
Ain't no way.
She's lying to you.
Penelope.
Ain't no damn Penelope, bitch.
Penelope. Well, I can honestly say that this episode 4 was one to remember. It's one for the books. We did that, ladies. Give yourselves a hand and take a shot if you can. Rachel. Damn. Okay, Didi, what you drinking? I think I'm gonna come over your house. Hey, Charmz, are we still going to the improv?
Yep.
Y'all going to the Arlington Improv tonight?
Addison, girl.
We need to see our competition for this competition.
Oh yeah, I got a comp. I'm a
Okay, come on. Hey, let's go.
All right.
It started at 8. I'll meet y'all there.
I'm not coming.
All right, man.
I'm sorry, Rachel.
I live in Austin, so I'm not gonna go.
You shouldn't have moved, bitch.
It's your fault, bitch. It's on you, bitch.
I miss you.
Bye. I'm wearing Lindsay's shirt. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Love y'all. This was a good episode.
It was. This was fun.